Greetings, program. Welcome to the grid.
And may I welcome you viewers to Let's Play Disney's Tron Evolution. I love this game anyways, but yeah, from what I understand, this is a has received very mixed, I guess, reviews, but I'm definitely of the party that enjoys this game immensely. I find it incredibly fun to play, and hence part of the reason why I'm LPing it. I believe it is actually somewhat of a prequel to Tron Legacy. It gives a little bit more backstory to some of the characters from the movie, which I find actually adds an extra bit of flavor to the, I guess, the storyline. And yeah, so all in all, I really enjoy this game, and I actually recommend it to anybody to play. I believe it is available. I am playing the PlayStation 3 version of it. There is an Xbox 360 version of it as well. I do believe it's on Steam as well. So there's some ways that you can potentially get your hands on it if you so choose. It does have a full controller support. I'm not sure how supportive it is of it on Steam because I've never played that version, but I figured it's probably alright. But anyways, now just to, I guess, address somewhat of an elephant in the room with regards to this. While preparing for this LP, I did come across the knowledge of a something called Tron 2.0, which was released. I'm not entirely sure if it was a movie or not, but it seems that there are some people that are a bit upset about the differences in storyline between Tron 2.0 and Tron Legacy, what Disney did with the storyline and all that kind of stuff. And I can understand it. You know, people are being led down one path, and then all of a sudden it takes a different turn, kind of thing. But to be quite honest, I love Tron Legacy in no small part to Daft Punk and their soundtrack of the game of the movie, which you can probably hear a little bit of on the title screen here. Unfortunately, it doesn't go all the way into the song, but I believe the song is called Flynn Lives, and I think you can find it on, I think I've actually got it favorited, but anyways, on YouTube. So, but yeah, love the movie Tron Legacy, love this game. You know, I find it very fun to play, and I enjoy the storyline as well. So let's get into it, shall we? Alright, so let's check the options here. Game difficulty normal, that's fine. Brightness, we'd be able to set that before we get into the game, but might as well do it here. Invert look, yes. Vibration, might as well turn that off. Audio, subtitles on. Let's bump everything up. Controls, I basically just generally like to leave them as is, kind of thing. So yeah, there's combat, light cycle, light tank. Yeah. Anyways, combo list. They do give you a full list of all the abilities, all the combos you can do in the game, for you to peruse at your own leisure. But we do get introduced to them at some point. So yeah, just to give you a quick view of them. Yeah, so they do give you that, which is kind of nice, especially if you've never played it before. And I do believe there are extras in this game. And yes, I will be aiming to get all of the Tron files and all of the Abraxas shards. I believe there's 29 Tron files in all throughout the game, and the Abraxas shards, I believe there's 6 in total. But yeah, we'll have to figure those out when we get to them. What's this? Model galleries. And so we have to complete story mode to unlock it. Well, perhaps I should keep that in mind. And data logs, what's this? Okay, so this just looks like there's statistics. So, yeah. Alrighty, so with that taken care of, let's get started, shall we?
Kevin Flynn, grid development diary entry number... In there, behind the screen, things are getting intense. The system's evolving. It's way past games now. The programs, they're like people. But that's not the real mind meld. It's the ISOs, man. Isomorphic algorithms. Been 7 years since I discovered the grid, and 5 since I found them. I still can't get over it. They just appeared. I didn't write them. No one did. They had their own functions, their own ideas. Free will, man. Try programming that. You can't. The basic programs, the ones I did write, and the ISOs, well, some get along, and some don't. Even my system administrator, Clue, seems different around them. Jalen, one of the leaders of the ISOs, died in the game grids. I think it was murder. And that's where my new system monitor security program comes in. I wrote it to get things under control. Just hope it's not too late to help. Not too late for peace.
These rogue programs are cause for concern. Their timing is suspect. You see, today marks a historic point for our system. Radia, leader of the ISOs, is being installed as system administrator. Together, she and Clue will shape our system's future. Clue and I have stepped up security system-wide. The untimely death of another ISO leader, and now this strange attack, have us on high alert. I'll report to Flynn about our little skirmish in the Outlands. While I'm gone, I want you to monitor the perimeter. Prevent any unauthorized entry into the area. Be vigilant, program. We have to get to the bottom of this.
Having the Tron give us guidance. Anyway, so yeah, to move around, left analog stick, push it forward slightly to walk, push it forward all the way, and you could run as long as somebody's not in your way. So yeah, just follow the waypoint here. And there's Tron.
My name is Cora. Radia asked me to join her. You know Radia, leader of the ISOs, soon to be system administrator?
No entry without proper authorization.
She's expecting me.
But Clue isn't. Since the accident, security has been increased. No entry without proper authorization.
Fine, then I'll get authorization.
She looks determined to get into trouble.
Alright, looks like we gotta track her down, make sure that she doesn't get into any difficulties or trouble. Alright, so yeah, press X to jump. And fortunately, this is the tutorial section, so they do give you some leeway so that you don't go to your death immediately without trying too hard. So yeah, jump over the gaps. And again, as you can tell, this is somewhat of a third-person parkour. So yeah, hold R1 and run into a wall to perform a wall run. Alright, let's see here. Hold R1 and run into the wall. Oop, fail. Let's try that again. Oop. Yeah. Flip the camera around and give this another shot, shall we? Yeah, sometimes I like to jump just to make sure I get across. Maybe it's just an insecurity thing, who knows, but yeah. And that's basically how you're supposed to do it. Whoa. Hold R1 and press X to run up the wall and grab the ledge. Alright. Doop. Hold R1 and press X to perform a sprint jump. Yoink. And generally you do an alley-oop at the end there. Now what's this? Press X to jump and grab the ledge. Press X while climbing over the ledge to propel to the upper platform. Alright, so let's do this. And parkour. There we go. Hold left stick away from the wall and press X to jump to the next platform. So, yeah, basically learning to use the walls themselves as launch pads. So, let's do this. And there we go. And again. There we go. Hold R1 to sprint and automatically vault over tall obstacles. So just hold R1 and run up to anything. Oh, anything you can vault generally has that symbol on it. We'll see it again up here. So anything with that symbol on it, generally you can vault off. So yeah, or at least is used as a means of conveyance, I guess. All right, here's another one. Continue holding R1 to chain mobility moves. So yeah, once you do one wall run, you can jump off and do another kind of thing. So yeah, as long as you hold R1. So yeah, let's give that a shot, shall we? Let's get lined up here. And let's go. And there we go. Alright. So yeah, your basic attack is the square button. The inverted arrow above above anything is is what you have targeted. When it comes to enemies, the filling of it, I guess is probably the best way I can put it. The filling of that inverted arrow becomes their health bar. So as you damage them, it'll start to deplete, kind of thing. So you'll see more of that when we get to it. But yeah, so just target that thing, hit square, and we should be good to go. Yeah, still following Cora. Make sure she stays out of trouble. Alright, so basically, here's another interesting one. This one, they're teaching us how to do this on the fly, literally. We're going to be doing this in the air. Line it up. When you're flying through the air like that, hang on, let's see if I can. When you jump up, you'll see the arrow, and what you need to do is you actually need to push the left analog stick while you're in the air towards that arrow as best you can, and then hopefully you'll be able to hit it that way. But yeah, if you have a little trouble getting used to the controls, I did too when I first started playing the game, but once you get the hang of it, this game becomes incredible fun, or at least in my opinion anyway. But yeah, let me out. Yeesh, I did it the first time and now I can't do it again. Alright, let's do this. Give myself a good running start. There we go. Alright, this one's, again, what I just mentioned. When you're flying through the air, try to guide, use the left analog stick to aim at what is targeted, and then throw the disc to hit the switch. So jump up like that. There's the thing, and there we go. Platform appears. And I believe we're still at the protected falls, so we don't have to worry about dying yet. Unless you really try. Well, I don't think you can die in here, but eventually the training wheels will come off. Oh, I almost forgot about that one. And climb up here. And we are outside. I believe now if we jump off the ledges, you will die. So, yeah, or not die, you will de-res, I guess is the correct term. Alright, and here is, right in the middle of our path, is our first Tron file, the Navibit. As far as the Navibits and Abraxas shards go, as we collect them, they show up when you hit pause. So you got the Tron files here. The hexagons are the number of Tron files that are available in that chapter, and the Abraxas shards, well, it shows up how many are in that chapter as well. So yeah, we've got 1 out of 6 Tron files, and we have yet to get the Abraxas shard. So, but who is what is an Abraxas shard? What is Abraxas? Well, I guess we'll have to keep along the path here, and maybe the game will tell us. And let's just do some basic parkour along here, and let's run up here, drop down, and jump. Yeah. And you notice when I started this video, I was aiming for all the Tron files and Abraxas shards. Notice I did not say I was aiming to not die. That is because I fully expect to at least die once. Not in any spot particular, just my habit of jumping out, using jump for the wall running can sometimes result in me rolling right off the edge of a platform. So yeah. Ooh, what is it? Yellow stuff. Uh-oh. Alright, introduced to combat. Use your disc. Square to fire them. As you can see, the inverted arrow becomes their health, melee attack, Come on. Yep. And the melee attack, as you can tell by its sweeping nature, it does have the ability to hit multiple enemies at once in close quarters. Generally, though, you don't want to be caught in close quarters with too many enemies for an extended period of time, for obvious reasons. This game is definitely more geared towards range combat. At least I find it anyway. Yeah. You can use whirled objects like benches to launch yourself into the air to perform aerial attacks. Oh, that was quick. So yeah, while we're doing, you may have noticed this Tron file here, so let's go grab it. So you just gotta run into that, you get the Tron file infected. Alright, let's just take these guys out. You'll probably be able to figure this out on your own, even though the tutorial hasn't gotten to it yet, but yeah, just mashing the square button is rather effective, and so is mashing the circle button. Alright. There's Cora. Is that Clue or Flynn? There she is. Uh-oh.
Which brings us to why we're here. Our user, Kevin Flynn, tells us the way to that perfection is with the ISOs. And if he says sharing the system administration with an ISO leader is the next step, I say, let the future begin. I present to you your new ISO co-administrator, Roddy.
Greetings, programs. While I am honored to accept this position on this historic occasion, I do it with a heavy heart. For I was to share this honor with Jalen up until his tragic demise. I wish with all my being he could have been here to witness this great moment. However, we must put aside grief. In the wake of loss, we must push forward for progress and embrace this new era of cooperation between ISOs and basics.
Greetings.
It's your time. Embrace it.
Sever the stage!
So be it. If this is what you want.
Oh boy, I hope we didn't jump into something more than we can handle. But no. Part of the tutorial again, this is where it teaches you about the combos. Do 3 of the disc combos. Yep. Doesn't necessarily have to hit him. And he eventually does that. That attack is area of effect. It launches you in the air, and it knocks you back as well, so keep that in mind. Alright, another combo, actually a pretty effective one as well. Very powerful, even though it's kind of you gotta watch where you're pointing. And just to show you what the attack does. Yeah. Oh boy. So yeah, his bar is the big one at the top of the screen. You haven't figured it out yet. rather, to put it in a much more friendly manner. As I'm sure you've figured out by now. And yeah, this is where we're teaching about blocking. L1 to block. 3 times, and there we go. And run! Alright, we're almost through this. As you can tell, from what I'm doing, you can actually change direction in mid-combo, so yeah. Alright, yeah, so... hold the square button, and charge it up. Might want to actually hit him. And one more should do it.
I think you would have preferred death to this.
New type of system monitor. Good timing. Seems I owe you one. A viral attack shouldn't be possible. Perhaps this will give us an answer or two. Clue! What happened? A virus. It infected many. Both ISOs and basics.
Impossible.
You know this system is closed. Nothing gets in without me. And it didn't. It was already here. It evolved from the inside. It seems this Abraxas virus was once an ISO. No way, man. An ISO wouldn't do this. How can we know for sure? By definition, they're unpredictable. They have no directive, no ordained function. They're a flaw. I blame myself. I should have seen this coming. And now their unpredictability has progressed into a form that could jeopardize the entire system. The ISOs aren't flaws. They're as much a part of the grid as you are. Flaws, my apology, I misspoke. I meant deviations. Programs with free will aren't deviations, Clue. They're a miracle. It's my fault you don't get it. I programmed you. Your limits are my doing. Well, that wasn't a knock on you, buddy. It was a knock on me. But let's stay focused on what's important. Eradicating this virus has to be the priority.
Flynn, you should leave the grid. It's an unnecessary risk being here while we resolve the situation.
Right. But I'm not sitting this out, Tron. You tackle it from in here, and I'll see what I can do from the outside.
I'll escort you to the portal. After I get Flynn out, I'll rejoin you and provide assistance. Until then, I need you to track down that virus and maintain surveillance on it.
And yes, instead of levels in this game, you get versions. And as you gain, for simplicity's sake, as you gain levels, you get memory points. In this case, we just went to version 2, and we've also unlocked or acquired the core heavy disc. As you can tell, it says disc has increased range and damage at the sacrifice of a slower rate of fire. Let's watch the tutorial, why not? So yeah, basically use the left D-pad to select it, and use the triangle for the main attack. R1 and triangle to do an AoE attack. L1 and triangle to do somewhat of a slam attack. And that's the basic tutorial of it. So yeah. But yeah, to select it, hit the left one here, as you can see, you load it up. And if you haven't, as you probably figured out, your health is in the top left, the long blue bar. The 2 white bars, however, we should be introduced to. That is where each of the discs, the heavy disc and the 3 others that will be coming across throughout the story, that's where they come in. When you hit the triangle, you use up one of those squares, the glowing, well, what are they? Well, let's find out exactly. They're actually called energy capacitors, so yeah. Alright, so let's level up, shall we? It says, expandable memory points can be spent here. There are multiple classes of upgrades, from increasing your disk powers to alternate vehicles and game grid enhancers. All upgrades have a prerequisite, some may have multiple. Remember to equip your new purchases in the loadout screen before going into the grids, and what it means by that is simply, some of these are meant for online play only, so yeah, a lot of them you won't be able to get to the correct level through the story mode to get, so just keep that in mind. It does have an indicator letting you know which ones are for online play only, but anyways, enhancers are now available. These versatile mods can make the difference between winning and losing on the grid. Yeah. So basically, all of these are basically we can potentially unlock by the end of the game, although I probably won't, just because of how much we get to when we get up here. So yeah, yeah, not applicable. Yeah, so these one from here down are basically online only. As you can see on the right side there, it gives you 3 different effects that each of these does, and you can see at the bottom there has the little icon that says game grid only. Anytime you see that icon beside an ability, that particular effect only applies to online play. So yeah, I have not personally stepped into the online play at all, so I don't know anything about it. So yeah. Some nice stuff down there, though. Oh, boy. It's like, yeesh. Anyways, so, in this case, we've got 2 megabytes of memory available, so let's use them to level up. Yeah. These are the other discs we'll eventually be getting throughout the story. And here's some other stuff. We can increase the damage of the heavy disc. This is a defensive mod. Alright, so in any case, what I like to do is I usually like to go with the, well, for the first little while anyway, the upgrades that have the biggest impact on it. So for instance, energy capacitor version 1.0, that's that's what the triangle button uses up whenever you got the heavy disk using, or any of the other discs. So as you saw, we had 2 I guess 2 blocks of energy, so this increases by 50%, which basically gives us a 3rd attack with it, without having to recharge. And then the health mod, this is increase your max health by 20%. So yeah, so in this case, I want to get the energy capacitor, and now we should have 3 capacitors, 3 bars of energy loaded up. All right. Alright, and just to, and yeah, so we got 2 Tron files, and we still have yet to get the Abraxas shard, so yeah. As far as the Tron files go, let me know if you think I should, maybe review them at the end of every episode, maybe wait till the end of the chapter before we take a look at what we've unlocked in the menu, or maybe we should just wait until the end of the game. I haven't entirely decided on that yet. So let me know in the comments if you think you want me to show them off, as we go through, kind of thing, or through each episode of that I upload, or if you think I should do it at the end of each chapter, or just wait until the end of the game and look through them then, because some of them do have a bit of, I guess, a bit more. It gives you a bit more information about the world that we're in. So yeah, it can be kind of interesting, especially the Abraxas shards one. They're actually audio clippings, so yeah, kind of cool. But anyways, so that's about all I have time for this episode, and conveniently we're at a save point. So I guess next episode we'll have to continue tracking down this Abraxas virus, and well, I guess we'll have to see what we can do about it. Maybe see what Flynn can do about it. Maybe Tron will get some new information, and what happened to Cora? I don't know. I guess we'll have to continue on. And maybe the story will let us know. This is Intrepid83 signing off. Thank you for watching and have a good one.